Okay. Wait a minute.
Another month? There are procedures. How big will come?
Okay.
Oh, is that what
So
I
you
told
want pointed at me. Sit right there.
Tell them you don't have to do this one
Is
country
it-
at a time.
Is it at me?
Video says the
Now it is.
Okay, thank you.
So
Okay,
how
and let's
If
go
you have
live.
first-hand experience in each country.
Okay, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Spirit Creator, good morning, Baltimore City, good morning to the DMV. Good morning, America. This morning, we're going to be talking about Wall Street this morning. And as you know, I like to educate people about personal finances. I'm Salika Bazemore, the producer and host of ZeBay Behind the Scenes. And this morning, I'm going to be talking about how Wall Street is doing at this stage of correction. As you know, the market has been correcting itself, attempting to correct itself before it goes into a spiral downfall, because we have major companies such as Verizon, who lost $1 billion at the end of the quarter last year. They're making corrections by laying off over 44,000 of their workers, and a lot of them, the majority of them, are key senior management staff. So it's important to realize that we in America have become to realize that our jobs are not guaranteed. Unless you're an entrepreneur, where you're utilizing your talent and your gifts in a way in which you can now earn from those talents and gifts, then you have no control over your career. You really don't. You know, unless you're working for yourself, you really have no control over your career. And those of us that have been entrepreneurs all of our lives, realized, and I feel like mine was a gift that I realized all of my gifts at such an early age, where I knew I was going to be a businesswoman. That's what I wanted to be since I was 8 years old. So there is a small portion of Americans that truly believe in themselves, have recognized their gifts at an early age, or was blessed with parents that recognize their children's talent at an early age, so that they can begin to guide that talent and begin to groom that talent. Okay, I was just talking to my son, my only son this morning, Anthony Johnson. And Anthony has a gift that he's always possessed, which is being a great writer. And he has big imagination and very, very big in terms of being creative. And as I told him, I said, you have to, after you were hit by that car, you have to begin now to get back into your writing skills, because you have a rare opportunity now to where you can get paid for your gifts. There are so many artists and producers and people like me, promoters, that look for writers, lyrics. Okay, and so you have the rare opportunity of making 6 figures a year, if not 7, because artists, vocalists are always looking, that don't have that gift of being able to write their own songs or write their own music. You have that gift, and so you should be getting paid right now for your gift. You know, he's been writing since he was 11 years old. Okay, when he was hit by the car his second year at the University of Maryland, when he was attending University of Maryland Smith Business School back in '99, he was hit, was dead. One police knew how to do CPR. He was in a coma 3 days, was the 200th person in the world to be diagnosed with TBI, traumatic brain injury. But they told me he's never going back to college. And now, because he's on the 4th grade level, my son was retested again for the 3rd time back in November of 2014. He is back on the 2nd year of college level. So never tell me never. So we're talking about personal finances and entrepreneurship this morning, and the rebounding, the Wall Street and the stock market rebounding by correcting itself. Okay, so just to tell you where Wall Street stands this morning, at the opening of the bell, the S&P 500 index funds have actually corrected itself. So they're on a roll now. They're back in the green. Okay, so they're back in the money. So us, even though when they were correcting the market, like right now the S&Ps are 2.8 down, but they were 17 down just a couple of days ago. Dow Jones is still down by 17.36%. NASDAQ is up by 1.87%, but it still has a way to go in order to correct itself. The S&Ps, the experts are already saying they have corrected themselves. Why? Because we are telling you, we've told you over the past 30 days when markets started falling significantly, especially major companies in our industry, even companies that's part of the S&P 500 their stock begin to come down. Their stock begin to plummet. Why? There's several variables that causes a corporate stock to fall. And one is performance. Get that? One is performance. So I study the performance of major companies, and we have experts that I've been in the business for 32 years, but we have experts like people like Warren Buffett that's been in the business since he was 19 and he's now in his 80s. So this guy is absolutely a genius when it comes to prediction. Berkshire does not have him as CEO and chairman for no reason. Okay, so I tell you, when I give advice, it's based on us, the experts in the market. But not only that, is none of us can predict how the market is going to do. But we become experts at watching the various variables that actually have an impact on the market. So I'm inviting you guys on this morning. As I'm inviting, I see quite a few of you have popped on this morning. Elder Lawrence, thank you for coming in. Mother Elder Lawrence. I don't know if you're the one that's keeping our mayor informed when you come on behind the scenes, because I do know that you sat on one of her committees. But I know someone is, because yesterday City Hall did call. Good morning, Sharon, my sister in Christ, Sharon Johnson. Yesterday, someone did call from the city after we did that special episode about housing and what's going on at the Royalton Apartments yesterday. Okay, now guess what? For those of you like my spiritual advisor, Phyllis Burgess, likes me to keep on one subject when I'm producing and hosting behind the scenes. But look, housing has a lot to do with personal finances and the financial world also. Okay, so we're still on the same topic this morning. All right, when we have these various housing programs that actually are ran by the city or by a city appointed agency or committee or a special initiative, such as the housing investment program of Baltimore City, that we expect that their legal department and their counselors and all their directors or chairpersons are going to be making sure that they hold owners of these commercial rental properties accountable, okay? Because look, when you have tenants that are in those apartments or in those homes, and it comes up under the housing, the home investment program of Baltimore City, then we expect that if they allow an owner of that property that they've gone into a legal agreement with the tenants that's in their programs, whether they be voucher holders or people on Social Security because they're disabled, or just because of their income, then we expect that they will fight for their tenants. We expect that because those owners have signed a written agreement with home investment, with home investment program of Baltimore City. So we expect that they are going to be on top of this. So Elder Lawrence, in this case, if you are the one that looks at me every morning whenever I come on and you're relaying that back to the mayor, something that I'm putting out there in the atmosphere, then we thank you. Because yesterday they gave them a call immediately. And look, Sharon, the reason why I know that it was someone that was watching that actually got in touch with them and they had prompted the phone call is because of one statement I made. And one statement the lady that phoned y'all made. She said, well, we know you're not quite organized yet. That's what we talked about. I talked about making sure that you guys organized and came together and don't just have a couple of people going to the lawyers, but make sure all 9 of you tenants come together. So that's why they're getting on top of it, okay? I've been in this business too many decades not to know. All right. So good morning, good morning, good morning. So we're gonna continue to follow that story, and I'm gonna continue to investigate the parties to be, because they need to make sure that you guys get your money back for the illegal increase in your rents. And right now they're illegally charging rent. So I'm hoping that y'all do what we discussed doing yesterday, and that y'all do it together. Okay, love you, my sister in Christ, Sherman. Antonio Graham, thanks for coming on this morning on Behind the Scenes. And look, we're podcasting live on Facebook this morning, but not only Facebook, but also on YouTube, where we're starting to get a following on YouTube. So I thank God for even elevating me and what I do. Okay, because it's all for you, for all of you, for all of us. It's about the people. It's about you. It's not about me. But thank God that He's elevating me to another level, because I'm allowing Him to work through me to do His will. Okay, so good morning, good morning, good morning, Tracy. Tracy Kane, good morning, Tracy. I hope that we get together very soon. I'm going to actually try to reach out and call you today via my Facebook. Okay, so I hope that you have a little time when I do so to answer. Okay, Curtis Wills, thank you for coming in this morning. Thank you for coming in this morning. And so I don't see any camera requests. But you guys know that on Fridays we're going back to where if you want to come on Behind the Scenes and you want to actually be a part of the discussion, you can send me a camera request so I can bring you on and you can be part of the discussion. Sharon, I would love to have you and one other person like Antonio on this Friday morning. So we lay that back to Mr. Antonio. Nathan, happy birthday! Happy birthday, Nathan McNeil. You know, I saw you out there yesterday and I sent you birthday wishes. I don't know if you've gotten it because you didn't like or liked my response or whatever, but we're here to wish you this morning a happy belated birthday. Your birthday was yesterday, and this young man is so awesome, people, because he does a lot with his church in his community over there on Patterson and Patterson Park Avenue and Gay Street, and that's Greater St. John church. And that, you know, this young man is also so talented. You know, as I was speaking about my talented son as a writer, I must say that Nathan McNeil has a new CD coming out soon. I believe sometime in November, sometime next month. Yeah, a gospel CD that you guys, we're going to be promoting it, even though he hasn't retained us to be his promoter or exclusively promote him. Maybe he's looking at another promoter or another producer that will get his music out there, get their music out there. I would hope he chooses us from Baltimore, but if not, I wish him the best, but we will continue to help to elevate him because I know God is using him through his music. I love you, Nathan, and what you're doing. Please, I was sorry that I couldn't make the Women's Revival Week, but because we were having something at our church, but the next event that you guys have, let ZeBay be a part of it, okay? Good morning, Quinn Fleming. Good morning. Okay. Okay, you're referring to me as mayor already. You know, I know that God has chosen me to run. And I told you guys, even if he has me running to influence the powers to be, that's in this mayor. Because every time I do something, somebody's watching. But people call me all the time. I've got 2 individuals that call me all the time, and they let me know. Mayor Pugh said this, or Mayor Pugh said that. Okay, so I've interviewed her 3 times. First 2 times we actually hugged. She embraced me, and I felt her spirit. Okay, but I'm telling her that if she really loves the people of Baltimore, that she needs to continue in a major way, only because I know, if she does it in a major way, even I will embrace her work, and I will applaud her work. Okay, she's already embraced it and edified my work as a producer, and she invited me with the team of producers here. But they couldn't get it together when they wanted to hold the conference call. So God just stepped me out to continue my work as a producer and promoting all this positive and all the positive people here in Baltimore City. So as we continue to educate Americans about starting to diversify your portfolio, people. Starting to diversify your portfolio where it includes equity indexing, participating in the S&P 500s. Because look, for a century and a half, only the rich could participate. Only the rich, only the rich could participate. Only the rich could participate because of Warren Buffett. Because of Warren Buffett in 2008, that last stock market crash that we had here in America, where over 70 million of us baby boomers lost over $1.8 trillion of our retirement funds that was in mutual funds, traditional IRAs, 401ks specifically. I lost a lot of my money, almost half of my retirement that I had been saving from age 26 all the way to 52. And now it's the wrong vehicle. So see, life changes every moment, every day, every week, every month, every year. And some strategies that worked 20, 30 years ago is not working in this global market today. So let me explain. For those of you that refuse to look at your quarterly statements, when it comes to your pension funds, your 401ks, your 405s, your 457s, your thrift savings, you need to start doing some. Inbox me so I can make an appointment to come and sit down and talk to you and actually teach you personally what your statement is showing and what it means and what you need to do in order to get back on track to where you meet your financial goals for retirement. It is so important. And for you millenniums, you ages 21 on up to 40, you guys need to really seriously not procrastinate about saving, because in 2036 there will be no more Social Security. Now, as I was telling Sharon and them yesterday, it's not going to affect those people that are already getting Social Security, but there will be no more Social Security trust fund. There will be, no more Social Security. You guys will 100% be transitioned over into being responsible for creating your own individual retirement accounts. So you should have been started that. I started at age 25. And 26, I was solidly into a mutual fund investment with Fidelity. Okay, so you guys, now I've actually have diversified. Now I'm participating greatly in the S&P 500s, the index fund. So you guys do what you need to do in terms of your personal finances. Be responsible. And one another thing about IUL's Index Universal Life policies, that is what we call the smartphone of the insurance industry right now. Because remember when we had the flip phones, we came from beepers and pagers to a flip phone. When Steve Jobs created the revolutionary product of smartphone technology, and he came out in 2001 with it. 2000 with the smartphone. We had Americans, after a lot of advertising and marketing, Americans, once they were aware that the smartphone existed and what features it had and the capabilities it had, we made the transition from flip phones to smartphones. Well, with this revolutionary IUL product, financial product, you need to be upgrading your life and your death insurance, because that's all. If you've got a policy that's more than 7 years old, you have death insurance. That's all that policy is good for. With the new revolutionary product, now you're covered in 4 different financial areas, and you're also a participant in the S&P 500. So you're indexing the money on the cash side of your policy. So you've got a greater upside potential of earnings with with downside risk, meaning there's no risk. When the market crashes the next time, you will not lose any of your savings. Okay, like people that have 401ks or 405s or 457s or thrift savings or traditional IRAs. So I wanted to get that information, give you an update on what the market is doing this morning. S&Ps have made their correction. The Downs is still correcting. Nasdaq is still correcting itself, even though they're up by 1.6% this morning. The Dows is still down. So you guys be blessed today, be a positive, and be that voice of reasoning in a young person's life today. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Remember that sometime in November, and I will put it out there on social media, we will be going on over to radio, national radio with Radio 1. I love you all. Bye-bye.
At the fixed income market might just be a better surveyor of the future economic activity in the economy and the real economy together. One thing I can tell you though, 2 days back to back, yesterday being counted from Tuesday on the trading floor, back to back, including
Okay, thank you.
How about the NFL game? Is that old? The NFL game was with a friend.